10-ounce gloves. It's been a while since we wore 10-ounce gloves in a fight.
Yeah, Ricky Hatton was.
Yeah, I know it was De La Hoya.
No, Ricky Hatton was a 10-ounce.
Okay.
My last fight was 10-ounce gloves with Ricky Hatton. It's really not a problem. It's just that when I faced De La Hoya, they gave me 10-ounce heavyweight gloves. So I could, he chose my gloves for me. But things happen. That's my past.
You still won.
Well, I got the will to win.
Floyd, you know more than anybody what the difference 2 ounces can make to a fighter. Could you explain to people who maybe don't understand how big this is, go from 8 ounces to 10 ounces?
Especially somebody like you with low speed.
It's a huge difference. I mean, but I think that I can be fast in whatever gloves I wear. It can be 16s, 14s, 12s, 10s, 8s. But it's just that, I was real upset. It hurt my feelings, for the De La Hoya fight, because I think that if me and De La Hoya would have fought in normal 10-ounce gloves, it would have been more blood. It would have been more excitement, and that's what it's about, giving the fans excitement.
What's the difference between the heavyweight and regular 10-ounce and heavyweight?
The heavyweight 10-ounce got more. It's more round and got more padding.
And working with Raphael, you haven't had any problems with your hands.
No, Raphael has done a great job. He's the hand and eye specialist. A guy I wouldn't trade in for nothing in the world. A close friend. They say, of course, he's the godfather in the sport of boxing.
Yeah, I mean, so.
And I've learned a lot from Raphael Garcia.
Yeah, so for you, wearing 10-ounce gloves is probably going to help you. I would think gives you a little more protection, a little more padding. If it doesn't compromise your speed, I would think it probably helps you, doesn't it?
10 or 8. The only thing I want to do is go out there and execute the game plan and draw blood.
What is the game plan in terms of preparing for a guy like Cotto, who he's kind of reinvented himself a little bit, hasn't he, in your mind?
Well, last time they said a guy reinvented himself was Shane Mosley when he beat Antonio Margarito. But then when I beat Mosley, then they said he was over the hill. So I can't really speak on if he's really reinvented himself. But he's a solid guy. He's tough. He's strong, and he's a guy that I can't overlook.
When you hear that people say he's a dangerous opponent, do you agree or do you laugh?
Well, last time I checked, all 42 was dangerous.
We all end up in the same place. Where does someone always wanted to ask you, where does the nickname Money come from? Where did that start?
Where the nickname Money Mayweather came from, I was just joking on 24/7. And I was throwing money in the camera. I was like, I'll make it rain. My name is Money, Floyd. And then he said, it's Money Mayweather, so it just stuck. Yes.
What happened to Pretty Boy? I mean, you just put that in the back burner?
You can't be in your 30s calling yourself Pretty Boy.
You can. You don't get hit.
It's out with the old, in with the new. So that's the Mayweather from the past. It's like the WWE. We gotta, come up with a new character every time.
Well, how have you changed as a fighter? You said the name's changed. How have you evolved as a fighter?
I can't really say. That's for for the fans to judge me and for for what they think. My fans who have supported me for so many years, they can be the judge on how I have changed as a fighter. But I think myself personally, I think I'm more offensive minded. I think I'm not moving as much. I'm standing there toe to toe, and like I said before, and that's the main thing that's important at this particular time. Giving them excitement, but also giving them the Floyd Mayweather that don't always have to move.
For Cotto, what's the key to you winning this fight? In your mind, based on what you've seen of Cotto's last few fights?
Well, the key to me winning is just being in control, like always, and keeping my composure, like always, and never going out of character.
When you say going out of character, what do you mean by that?
As far as, I mean, sticking to the game, sticking to what I've been doing with winning, not trying to do nothing new, nothing that has not been needed in no other fights.
Yeah, you never get flustered in a fight. You always keep your composure. You've always been able to do that.
Absolutely. Even in the Shane Mosley fight, I got hit with a good shot. And, I just say, I just stick to the game plan.
And Ortiz, of course.
Oh, yeah.
That was key.
Yeah,
he tried to throw you off the game.
Ortiz is a hell of he's strong young champion. He'll be okay.
Taught him a good lesson.
Right?
In a lot of your fights, Floyd, in the build-up, usually a lot of the opponents say a lot of things, make a lot of comments, and Miguel, he's real quiet, hasn't said anything at all. Has it been a little bit different with you as far as the build-up going into the fight?
Well, I think that you got a lot of fighters that really don't say too much. So when they do come up on the short end of the stick, it's really not, the press and the media is not really coming down on him too hard, because he's a guy that really don't, run his mouth or talk a lot. No different from Ali, when Ali talked a lot, and then when he took a loss, they came down on him so hard. Whereas if it's a guy who really don't say too much, when he take a loss, they don't really say too much about him. So I think that's the difference.
You feel like you have to carry this promotion like you usually do?
I mean, on 24/7, like I said, you must watch TV, and I feel like at this particular time, I'm carrying the promotion. So that's why I have to get the fans wild and excitement on 24/7.
Do you think people will ever understand that what you do on 24/7, a lot of it is to promote your fights and to generate income for you and your opponent? Or do you think they'll never get it, Floyd?
I think they'll never get it. They don't. It's business.
Yeah.
The sport of boxing. You got certain people that look at the sport of boxing, it's just a sport. But when they get to this level, it becomes a business. When you're on pay-per-view and it's like I said, and it's a fight that's so high and you're doing record-breaking numbers, you got to continue to put asses in the seats. You got to continue to do creative things to make more people tune in, because this is a business.
I mean, you've tried to explain this many times.
Yes.
And no one seems to want to either hear or understand where you're coming from. That you really are trying to promote, your fights.
I don't. I think if I was a fighter that didn't back up everything that I said, or wasn't, very outspoken, or spoke my mind, I don't think I would be big as I am. You have a lot of fighters that may be 42-0 right now, but don't have the charisma that Floyd Mayweather has, or is not outspoken, so he's not on this level.
You've been doing this for a long time. Are you having more fun now? You enjoying this more? You know more of the ropes. You're a veteran, obviously. You had been for a while, but it looks like you're having more fun.
Of course, it's always fun. To entertain. It's always fun to entertain. But entertain and let the world see you entertain. That's the great thing about, that's the great thing about, the sport of boxing.
Floyd, you've always stayed in good shape. Now, you've been at it 16 years, but unlike a lot of other fighters who let themselves go maybe a little bit between fights, you're always able to stay in very good shape. I think that's been a contributing factor in your legacy.
Of course, making sure that, of course, they know I like to eat everything, but not eating too much. Balancing your meals, going to the fitness gym, and always keeping yourself in cool condition, not top-notch condition, but still keeping your heart rate at a certain level, playing basketball, I mean, doing lightweight training, and like I said, and not doing drugs and not drinking alcohol, and making sure that, you know, I get 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night.
Can you talk a little bit about the donation you're making to the Golden Gloves tournament in Mesquite for next week to ensure that they could at least break even and maybe even make a buck or two? You did it in Grand Rapids 4 years ago. You basically saved the tournament.
Yes.
Why did you feel it was so important to do what you did?
It's always important to give back. I have to give back to the sport of boxing. Of course, to the amateur boxers, because the amateur boxers are the future. The amateur boxers, you know, are the future of boxing, and that's where I got my start from. That's where I got my first recognition from. Was the National Golden Gloves in 1993. You know, I was 16 years old. My dad took me to the Nationals. I had my first open fight in the Nationals, and I won the whole tournament at the age of 16. And I feel, you know, that was a great thing for me at that particular time. So, you know, it's a great thing to be able to be in a position to give back to amateur boxing.
Floyd said you didn't even blink when Dawn Sanchez called you guys and asked to help.
It's not that. Her daughter came up here and she said, Floyd, we need help, you know, with the amateur National Golden Gloves. I said, tell me whatever it is that you need, and I'm there for, you know, I'm there for you guys.
It's too bad it's the same week as you're fighting. An appearance by you might have.
I would have loved, you know, I would have loved to go. I would have loved to go, but of course, you know, we got a big task, a big fight, and it's gonna be a great fight, Mayfair.
Has this fight been a blessing in another sense that has helped keep your mind off your pending, you know, incarceration, and the fact that you can focus on what you love?
I mean, you know, I don't really think about that. I mean, you know, my mind frame in life is that it's going to be what it's going to be. There's none that's going to change in life. I'm talking about far as when you live life. You know, I may go in June, I may not.
How's that?
I mean, you never know what can happen in life. You know, you keep your fingers crossed and only hope for the best.
Is there a chance you may be able to delay your?
I don't know, but
that's something you need to ask Richard Wright.
I don't know. My focus is Miguel Cotto.
Right.
I don't think about that. You know, what's important right now is I'm healthy. My children are healthy. I'm able to wake up every day and work hard and do something that I love to do, and that's box.
You think when you're finished, you're going to do a one-man show like Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson is a unbelievable guy, great guy. I mean, when he was at the top, you know, a guy that I love to watch.
Right.
And then when I was fighting pro in '96, when I turned pro in '96, I seen Mike with, you know, we both was training at Golden Gloves boxing gym. He had, I see his nice cars and nice Versace clothes. I was like, I like that, and that's what I need right there. So all Mike Tyson did was, he was one of the guys that inspired me to, you know, to want the finer things in life.
Did you like the show when you saw it?
I didn't get a chance to see the show.
I thought you were going the first night.
No, I didn't get a chance to see the show because, you know, my training normally goes from 3 in the afternoon to 8 at night.
Oh,
So, you know, I'm training 5 hours, and after training, going to get a massage, then I got to go to the fitness gym. You know, then I got to, you know, go to yoga. So, you know, my training camp takes up my whole day, basically.